Hey everyone, Paul Johnson, Waconia, Minnesota, and the Laughing Trout Fly Tying Club. A couple weeks ago, this pattern came across my Instagram feed. It's an easy prints, and I thought I really should do a video on this. I really love fishing Prince nymphs. I really like tying Prince nymphs, but to be honest, the Prince nymph is not that easy of a fly pattern to tie. The biots will typically drive most people nuts. And so I thought this would be a really good alternative, especially if you're a new tyer, to get the benefits of the Prince nymph and just make it a whole lot easier to tie. So as most of my Prince nymphs, I tie them on a size 16 nymph hook. This is a 1XL long nymph hook. The tail is some brown Zealand. The abdomen is peacock curl. It does have a rib of gold wire size brassy. The wing, the white wing, is white Zealand. And then I do put a pretty pronounced collar of brown hackle on there as well. So let's get started. So I have that size 16, 1XL long nymph hook. I have a 2.5 millimeter tungsten bead. For thread, I've just got a spool of red 14-aught. Thread color really isn't going to matter on this fly because everything is going to get buried anyway. So just get a nice thread base on there. Cut that tag off. And I have a length of the brown Zealand. Want it to be straight. You don't want it to be curled up. I'll just tie that in. Take a little bit of care just to make sure you keep it right on top of the hook shank. Don't want it to twist around with your thread tension. Now I'll bring my thread back up to behind the eye. Cut that off. Oh, not quite a hook length and shank. Hook, shank, and length, if I could talk. Next I've got a length of wire, gold wire, size brassy. Tie that in. I'm going to keep it right on the near side of the hook, parallel to the hook shank. Tie that down good, bring my thread back up to right behind the bead. Now I've got 4 peacock curls. Just clip the edges off to keep them even, and I'm going to tie those in right on top of the hook shank to the back, and then I'll bring my thread back to the front. And I'll rotate my vise around to wrap that herl. All the ways up behind the bead. Trap that down and then secure it, and then I can cut off that excess herl. Then I'm going to take that gold wire and counter wrap it. And if all goes well here, I should get 5 wraps of wire. All right, turned out. You can helicopter that off or cut it off. I just take a fingernail clippers and cut that off. Next, I've got that white Zealand. So you can, if it's curled up on you, you can just pull on it and it'll straighten it out. Come in right behind the bead, tie that in, keep it right on top of the hook shank. Cut that excess off the front. And then I'll cut this about just to the little bit past the end of the bend of the hook. And then last, with all my Prince nymphs, especially my purple Prince Charming, I like to use regular hackle. And I'm going to give this 2 full turns of hackle. Just to finish off the fly. What that does is it hides the white ends of the Zealand. The same thing with a Prince nymph. If I do it that way, then I can just cover up those butt ends instead of having to make 2,800 wraps to try to cover them up with thread. And then whip finish. And there we go. Easy Prince nymph. Try it out. I think you'll like it. Thanks for watching.